Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this month to our August Oakcrest Insight. Last week, Fitch downgraded the U.S. government credit rating, and so this month, I wanted to address this a little more and discuss if there's any implications potentially for your retirement assets. So, to start with, let's talk about why Fitch downgraded the U.S. government credit rating from AAA to AA+. So there are really a couple factors, right? They referenced on why they did this. First was the repeated debt limit political standoffs and last-minute resolutions have eroded confidence in the fiscal management of the U.S. government. What does this mean? Well, in other words, Fitch really just doesn't trust that this won't occur again, along with growing political concern going forward. The last time the U.S. was downgraded was in 2011 by Standard & Poor's. It created political heat initially, but hopefully this time it creates action by the government. The second reason was following June 2nd vote to suspend the debt ceiling for 2 years, the Treasury borrowed another $1.1 trillion in the next 2 months, pushing that total debt now to $32.6 trillion. Now, why is the government borrowing so much? Well, the reason is that tax revenue is falling at the same time spending is increasing in the government. So, during the first 9 months of fiscal year 2023 through June, revenue is down 11% versus the same time period a year before, while spending is up 10.5%. In essence, think of this from your personal budget. Your income is down 11%, you don't change your lifestyle, and you actually spend 10% more than you did when you had a higher income. So, what does this mean for our government and is of concern today for you? From a government standpoint, Fitch is trying to point out that spending needs to decrease and increase financial austerity going forward. They're also suggesting going forward to reduce political bickering, right, with repeated debt limit standoffs. The main thing is to know is that credit ratings are subjective. They are an assessment by an agency, and opinions can differ across those agencies. What you'll see now here on the screen are some of the top agencies, is that the U.S. still remains one of the top ratings in the world. Most importantly, the dollar remains the world's top reserve currency. So investors all over the world, from other top central banks to pension funds, hold trillions of U.S. government debt, and that is unlikely to change simply because of Fitch's downgrade. So Goldman Sachs talked about and discussed that the U.S. dollar is still seen as a safe haven. However, the amount of debt has been a topic of many of my financial meetings the last 10 years. It's something we continue to talk about and keep a very close eye on for you going forward and how it could affect your future income and retirement. So to offset spending and debt payments, the government could increase taxes, right? Or they could reduce entitlement programs like Social Security or Medicare that you've paid into. All of these things we certainly hope don't happen, but continue to be something we watch closely for you if the government continues on their current spending path. So I hope this was helpful today for you, shed some light on the downgrade by Fitch and on the market perspective on what this means short term and going forward. We look forward to seeing you next month on Oakcrest Insight.